Welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Kuksa from Uberleben. I've been loving my gear from Uberleben lately. I've reviewed the flat pack stove, I've reviewed the Kessel pot, the Zuden fire starter, as well as a tinder wick is what I've been using to light most of the fires lately. Now my little wooden canoe spoon, I haven't done a specific video on this yet, but I've used the heck out of this. I really loved it. But one thing I have not used at all yet, and that's because I've been saving it, is this Kuksa. Now, this is pretty cool. This is a traditional wooden drinking cup. This is from like the Nordic region. And the reason that they used wooden cups is because it's so darn cold there, you know, your lips is going to freeze to anything metal. This is a great insulator, and I've really been looking forward to breaking it in the proper way, and we're going to do that today by making some cowboy coffee. So these are traditionally carved yourselves, and I have carved them, but they usually don't hold too long. This one's got a small crack in it. This is looking much more durable and obviously much better than one that I bushcrafted myself. So I have high hopes for this thing. This is something I'm really excited about. So making cowboy coffee is pretty darn simple. It's one of the best ways to make coffee, actually. And you don't use a filter, you don't use a press, you don't use a percolator. All we're going to be using is a pot, some water, and some coffee. So Morris Kahansky has a great video on this, but he doesn't go into a lot of detail about the exact ratios. So I'm going to go with just about half of this 32-ounce bottle of water. I'm going to reserve the rest of this water until we're done, and I'm going to put 6 tablespoons of coffee on top of the water. Now this is important. I'm not going to stir this. I'm going to put the lid on just to let it heat up a little bit quicker. But as soon as I get a rolling boil, I'm going to give it 60 seconds. And then once that 60 seconds done, I'm going to take it off the heat. We are almost boiling, and once that happens, I'm going to start my 60-second timer in my head. Now for care for this Kuksa, I'm never going to put this in the dishwasher. I am going to probably treat it with my normal food grade beeswax just to keep the thing from drying out completely. And I'm never going to put boiling water directly into it. I think that would be too much of a shock. Hot water, hot coffee, absolutely, but not directly boiling. There is our boil. So it's stirring it for us. It's been our 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat. So I'm going to grab some cold water from my bottle here, and I'm just going to splash this into it, and that's going to settle the grounds. Now, the higher up I drop this, the better results I have usually had. So we made a coffee concentrate, essentially, and the grounds are just all mixed in with the water. That cold water shocks the coffee grounds, sends them all the way to the bottom of the pot. You just have a little residue around the outside edge, and we're going to just pour off the first few ounces, and that's going to clear our spout for nothing but coffee. Here is coffee in my new Kuksa. Outstanding. Now let's give it a try. Good coffee. Nice and smooth. If you overcook this, it'll get a little bitter on you, so you got to make sure you count to 60 in your head at least. So this is actually a very practical cup in extreme cold weather. This acts as an insulator, keeps your beverages warmer, longer. But for me, it's not so much a practical thing, to be honest. This is just something I think is cool. And life is short, and you should go out of your way sometimes to make yourself happy. And if it's as simple as carrying a super cool wooden Kuksa like this Uberleben, then just do it. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.